Every year, thousands of basketball players lose their shot at success, not because they lack talent, but because of habits that silently destroy their careers. The scary part? Most don't even realize they're doing it until it's too late. Basketball can be the greatest opportunity of your life, but only if you protect it. In this video, we're breaking down 10 habits that will break your basketball career if you let them, and more importantly, we'll show you how to avoid them. Before we dive into habits, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. That way you won't miss future tips that can keep your game and your career moving forward. Skipping practice might feel harmless at the moment, but it's one of the fastest ways to ruin your basketball career. Every practice is a chance to sharpen your footwork, improve your shooting form, or understand your team's playbook. When you skip, or worse, show up without effort, you're handing your competition the edge. Even missing just 1 week can throw off your rhythm, stamina, and confidence on the court. Think about the players who stay after practice, putting up extra free throws long after everyone else has left. Those extra reps add up. They're the ones hitting clutch shots under pressure. Meanwhile, the players who coast through drills or skip entirely end up stuck on the bench when it matters most. The truth is simple. Consistency beats talent when talent refuses to show up. Basketball isn't just about shooting and dribbling, it's about endurance. If you can't keep up with the pace, your skills won't matter. A player who's out of breath after just a few trips down the court becomes a liability to the team. Without regular conditioning, sprints, agility drills, and strength training, you'll struggle to defend, transition, and stay explosive in the fourth quarter. Now think about this. 2 players have the same talent level. One trains year-round, building strength and stamina. The other only plays when the season starts. By playoff time, the conditioned player still has energy to push, while the other is gasping for air. That difference? It could be the deciding factor in who earns the last spot on the roster. Conditioning isn't optional. It's the fuel that keeps your career alive. Your body is your most important basketball tool. What you put into it determines how it performs. Living off fast food, soda, and energy drinks might get you through a weekend tournament, but over time it destroys your game. Pair that with late nights scrolling on your phone or gaming, and your focus, reaction time, and stamina take a major hit. Now picture 2 players. One gets 8 hours of sleep, eats a balanced breakfast, and hydrates well. The other stays up until 2 a.m. on his phone and skips breakfast. Which one do you think has the edge on defense? Which one hustles harder and wins those one-on-one battles? The answer is obvious. Bad habits off the court will always show up on the court. Talent might get you on the team, but attitude is what keeps you there. Coaches don't just want skill, they want players who listen, learn, and adapt. If you roll your eyes when corrected, argue with calls, or ignore the playbook, you're sending one message: I don't want to grow. And that's the fastest way to lose minutes on the floor or your roster spot entirely. I've seen it happen. Gifted scorers getting benched because they refuse to play defense when asked. Meanwhile, less talented players earned starting roles simply because they hustled, took feedback, and applied what coaches taught. Remember this. Your talent might open the door, but your coachability determines whether you stay inside. Basketball is a team sport, and chemistry matters just as much as talent. If you hog the ball, criticize teammates, or isolate yourself in the locker room, you break trust. And without trust, even the most talented teams fall apart. Championship teams at every level share one thing in common: they celebrate each other's success, lift each other up after mistakes, and trust their teammates to deliver when it counts. On the other hand, one bad teammate can poison the energy, turn frustration into division, and ruin a season. You might think you're carrying the team, but if you can't build chemistry, you're holding the team back. Remember, great players don't just play well, they make everyone around them better. Off-court distractions are the silent killers of potential. Social media, late-night parties, or personal drama, these things slowly steal your focus away from the game. At competitive levels, basketball demands focus, discipline, and sacrifice. I've seen promising players lose opportunities not because they lack talent, but because they missed practices after staying out late or cared more about Instagram likes than improving their defense. The truth is simple: the game always reveals who's putting in the work and who's distracted. If you want to last in basketball, you have to cut out the noise and lock in on what matters most. Injuries are part of basketball, but ignoring them is one of the quickest ways to shorten your career. Playing through pain might look tough in the moment, but untreated injuries always get worse. Recovery, stretching, icing, rest, and proper rehab is just as important as training itself. I've seen too many athletes lose promising seasons because they didn't take the time to heal. A simple sprained ankle, if neglected, can lead to chronic issues with your knees or hips that follow you for years. The lesson is clear: taking care of your body isn't a weakness, it's the only way to keep playing this game for the long run. Basketball rewards accountability. When you blow a rotation, turn the ball over, or miss an assignment, the worst thing you can do is point fingers. Blaming teammates, referees, or even bad luck shows you're not willing to take responsibility. I've played with and coached players like this, and it always hurt the team. On the other hand, the athletes who raise their hand and say, "That one's on me," earn instant respect. They don't just admit mistakes, they learn from them. Accountability builds trust, and trust is what keeps you on the court when the game is on the line. Athleticism and skill will only take you so far. You also need basketball IQ. Players who never watch film, skip scouting reports, or fail to learn plays are putting themselves and their teammates at a huge disadvantage. The smartest players don't just react, they anticipate. They know what's coming because they've studied it. Think about the best defenders in the league. They're not always the fastest, strongest, or tallest. Many succeed because they know their opponent's tendencies, angles, and weaknesses from hours of studying tape. If you don't put in that mental work, you'll always be chasing the game instead of controlling it. Every basketball journey comes with setbacks. Getting benched, losing a championship, even being cut from a team, it happens to everyone. But quitting when things get tough guarantees you'll never reach your full potential. The truth is, short-term disappointment can be the spark that fuels your biggest improvement if you keep going. I've seen players get cut from varsity one year, only to return the next season as starters. Why? Because they stayed in shape, worked on their weaknesses, and refused to give up. Meanwhile, the ones who quit, they're still stuck talking about what could have been. Don't let temporary failure steal your future. The only way to lose for good is to stop trying. Every great player faces obstacles, but the difference is in their habits. Skip practice, ignore recovery, or blame others, and your career shrinks. But focus on discipline, teamwork, and growth, and you'll separate yourself from everyone else. The question is, which path are you choosing? If you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a teammate who needs to hear this. Remember, your habits today are shaping the player you'll become tomorrow. Stay locked in and keep grinding.